All right, yo, what is happening, you guys? Forgive me for the delay at the beginning of these. These are live, and I never trust that Zoom is actually going to work and go straight to YouTube. Or, I mean, not YouTube, to Facebook, right? So check this out, guys. I have a little bit of time today. It's been a while since I've been on here. I know you guys are dying for some more content. So this is going to be a really kick-ass video, right? Many of you guys ask about SEO. And a lot of times we are only able to kind of dive in and show you guys so much because there's just so much that goes into it, right? There's on page, there's off page. And for those of you guys that don't know, off page is most of the actual work that needs to be done, right? But what we're going to do in this video is I'm going to actually walk you guys through a live SEO tutorial on how to optimize content on your website for a product, right? So this is going to be kick-ass. We're going to use AI. We're going to use some other tools that will actually help these be quick wins. So this is going to be probably one of the best videos that you guys will see on how to use all of this together, right? So two things. First of all, if you guys are watching this live, I see there's a couple of you in here. If you guys can go ahead and comment on Facebook and put live in the comments, that would be super helpful. That's going to put this in front of more people so we can show this to more people. If you guys are watching the replay of this, whether it's on Facebook, YouTube, whatever, go ahead and put replay in the comments, right? That's going to actually walk you, or that's going to actually help us again get more reach and things like that, right? Got to game the algorithm. You know how it is. Cool. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here, and we're going to just dive on into this shit. Oh, there was one other thing that I forgot to say. If you guys watch this, this is like just the tip of the iceberg and what we actually do on a monthly basis for our monthly SEO clients, right? So, um, if you are like, this is badass, I would love to do this. I just don't have the time. I'm busy running a business. I have a family. I need weekends off or whatever it is. We can most likely help with that, right? So let's dig into this and no more of the pitches and that type of stuff, right? I'm going to share my screen here, and this is going to be live. So hopefully nothing's fucked up. Hopefully this works out how I want it to. All right, guys. So I'm gonna come over here. This is my boy Jason's website. So we were talking the other day, and so he is doing drop shipping, doing really well with that. And then there's also some products that he puts in and sells himself. And so I was walking him through some tips and things like that on how to actually SEO optimize these as part of a bigger plan to actually get this thing to rank properly and stuff like that, right? So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go in here to the search in LTE. Let's see if we can pull it up like this, right? So we have a couple different ones in here, right? So we're gonna do the all black one, right? This Titman Arms Import LTE. And so what you'll see here is basically the info that he has added in. I don't know if there's any additional information. There's not, right? So we're going to do a little bit of work on this page. And I have a couple other things pulled up, right? So I have the website pulled up. I have Chat GPT pulled up over here. I have the Google Search Console, right? So we can see there's definitely some room for improvement right here. He's had some drops and things. And then I have Titman Arms pulled up over here, and I have that same product pulled up over here. And so I'm going to walk you guys through all of this, hopefully in a way that makes sense, that's easy to follow. And here's like hack of the century. Anytime you guys watch this stuff, if you're trying to do it yourself, watch the replay, pause the video, do step one, rewind it if you need to, or whatever. But like, this is literally how I learned to do all this shit, right? Cool. All right, so let's get started. So on this page over here, we're going to go in and we're actually going to edit the product because this is where the SEO actually takes place on the back end. As far as like, again, this is like tip of the iceberg SEO. This is just on page SEO for one product, right? Generally, we want to rank category pages and the products and the home pages and all that kind of other stuff. And then there's a lot of other stuff that goes into this, right? But today on page for this product, right? Cool. So this page already has a lot of stuff on here. We have Rank Math SEO installed on here, right? So we can see when we come down here, it's basically going to tell us like what's going on with this. And since this product was basically just copied from another product, I believe he told me, it doesn't necessarily have everything that it needs to actually make this like optimized, right? So we're going to walk through that. So we're going to start with the focus keyword, right? So we want the focus keyword for this product to actually be the product, right? So the focus keyword is going to be that, right? So now once we've added that in, luckily our page already has most of the content that we need for this, right? So the other thing though that we're seeing here is but I'm going to optimize the page content even more, right? But look at right here. So focus keyword was not found in your SEO meta description, right? So if we come up here, this is the actual meta description over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit edit snippet and we can see everything right here. Here's the meta description right here. And you're seeing that it's basically just pulling in data from the page, right? Google is just going to grab, well, rank math in this sense, but Google as well is just going to grab stuff from the page if we don't tell it what to put in here, right? And we'll see that there's also way too much in here, right? There's only supposed to be 160 characters in here, and there's 883, right? There's just like a ton of stuff in here that it just grabbed. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try and get this into the optimal zone for title. The permalink we're not going to mess with because the permalink is already optimized, right? So how do we do that? What I'm going to do is two things. I'm going to pull up the website again. Oops, Brazilian Arms. Pull up his website again. I'm going to find that product again. Okay, so here it is in the recently viewed, because that's how we roll. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually probably just use this. We probably don't even necessarily need the manufacturer's page because there's really not that much info on the manufacturer's page that's not here. I believe Jason probably brought it over, which was really good on his part. But there is some stuff that still needs to be adjusted, right? So let's talk about some of this stuff, right? Because some of this is already done, and I want to make sure you guys get all the info. When you guys build these pages, the product pages and things like that, you want to try to add as much information as you can. If there's a video that you guys have done on YouTube and things like that, embed the video in the page, right? If there's a review or anything like that, right? Any additional information that you can add in here because it's super helpful when somebody's on the edge of buying something and then there's a YouTube video right there, or there's bullet points that talk about, the product and things like that, that can kind of lead them to buying the product, right? So we're going to look at this stuff right here, right? So we see that this is the product description, right? So if we look at the page over here, sorry, I got a ton of stuff open. That's going to be this stuff down here. And then we have all of this other stuff over here, which let me move these together and let me move Facebook at, oh shit. I don't know if I was supposed to do that or not. Whoops. Let me move. Okay, cool. So we're back over here. And so over here, the product short description is where we have all of the other stuff that was added in, right? So guys, where does this come from? This comes from the manufacturer's website, right? You can literally just go over here and copy and paste all of this stuff and put it in here in whatever area makes the most sense. You can see that the way that Jason has this is he put the attributes and things like that here in the short description, and then he put the long description down here. So you can see it down here in the actual description tab. And then there's additional information as far as, that type of stuff, right? Cool. So let's go back away from that and let's get to back to what we were doing, right? I wanted to again circle back around so you guys can see where this information comes from. If you are optimizing a page that is pulled in from your distributors, right? So the inventory is live fed from your distributors, like a drop shipping system, like we set up for clients, which this website has, by the way. This is just a product that he manually added, right? On this page, we want to add some more info, right? So this isn't bad. What I would say is I would add even more info over here, right? And or even down here on the bottom of this. And the way that we can do that is I will show you exactly how now. We're going to copy this link, and there is a caveat here. I use the paid version of ChatGPT, right? So I can come here and I can do GPT-4. Um, I'm actually not even paying for it because I don't use it enough, but I do have an account, right? So the caveat would be make sure that you have an account with this system because it is most likely going to help you be able to to get better and more data if needed, right? So here's the prompt that we're going to do. Visit this web page and review all of the information regarding the product. Tipman M422 LTE, comma, then write me a SEO title and meta description for the page, right? And so what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to get into some more specifics, right? So we know that as far as what rank math is looking for, let's go over here and we'll say title should be approximately 60 characters. Title should be, actually, we're going to do 60 characters or less. And meta should be 160 or less. 160 or less. Okay, and I'm just going to hit enter and I'm going to let it do its thing. I'm using Chat GPT-4 because I want the best results, right? If we're going to do this, oh, I totally messed that up. I am so sorry, guys. Hang tight. I didn't put the URL in here. Here's the URL. Same query. Here is the URL, right? I totally forgot to put the URL in there. My bad. So now we should actually get a legit result for this, right? Based on the information from the page, here is the title. Okay, so I'm just going to copy that. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to put that in here. And then, so that looks like it's a little bit too long, right? It didn't follow exactly what we wanted it to do. So let's do precision tactical. So let's remove precision, right? Because we're gonna have to make some adjustments here. We're gonna have to make some compromises here. This looks good to me. What I would do though is I would get rid of that and I would do that. And so we can preview it up here, right? Tippmann M422 LTE rifle, tactical 22 LR, resilient arms, right? So we have the permalink here, and then we have the description here, right? So what I'm going to do is go back over to ChatGPT. I'm going to grab this, and I'm going to review it real quick, though, right? Explore the Tippmann M422 LTE rifle at Resilient Arms, tactical, boom, boom, boom. Yeah, I mean, that definitely seems okay. I gotta sneeze. All right, guys, I'm back and alive. All right, so what I'm going to do is just paste that in there. And again, this is long, right? Explore the Tippmann M4 LTE rifle at Resilient Arms, tactical 22 LR with mil-spec compatibility, aluminum receivers, and AR-15. God, this is so good. It's just a little bit too long, right? Because basically what happens is we can see that it gets cut off right here. So this is another little hack, right? The this is good, right? So what I don't want to do is I don't want to take something from here where people can see it, right? I hope that makes sense. I would rather just have this be a little bit long and not be 100% optimal. Um, because basically if I take off like the end part right here, if I take off it, anything training and shooting, it'll fit. Uh, but it doesn't make sense. If there is somewhere, and there should be, where people can actually see this whole thing, I want them to be able to see something that makes sense and not just cut it off, right? So now that I have that, I'm going to actually close out of that. And focus keyword does not appear in SEO title. This is the focus keyword M422 LTE. Oh, that's the issue. Right. So right here. So this is something that I need to fix, right? Focus keyword does not appear. So see right here, Titman arms. This does not say Titman arms, right? So we actually need to adjust this to say Titman arms. So we want to make sure that we optimize this stuff with like the touch of a person on the other side of it as well, right? So now this is good. It's a little bit too long, but I'm going to be okay with that, right? Because we've completely optimized around that. So we're going to go ahead and close this out and focus keyword not found in your SEO meta description. And the reason being, I believe, is because of the same thing. This doesn't say Titman arms. Okay, so now that we've caught that, now you'll see right here, everything is good, right? There's some other stuff that we can do here. Add an image with your focus keyword as the alt text. So what we would do is we would grab this image, we would save it, and then what we would do is we would change the alt text on the image to say Titman Arms M422 LTE. I'm not going to do that right now because that's a whole additional process with like Photoshop and stuff like that. The other thing though that I will show you guys right now is we're gonna fix this right here. Keyword density is low, right? Basically saying that in the text on this page, that keyword, that full keyword, this only shows up once, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back over to Chat GPT and we're going to say write 500 words or so that highlight and summarize the product from this page and include some of the features, comma, benefits, and what is the word I'm looking for? Features, benefits, and um, we'll just use features and benefits for right now. Include some of the features and benefits of the product. Let's see what this comes up with, right? This is not the best prompt, and I actually have better prompts for this, but I'm doing this on the fly with you guys. This is live, right? I just want to make sure that you guys get some good basic understanding of like what can be done here, right? Cool. So here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and just skim through this real quick to make sure that it's proper, right? Available at Resilient Arms. Cool. So I'm not going to take the bottom part because this is basically saying like you can find it here at blah, 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 right? We don't necessarily need that because they're already on our website. This would be great if you were going to use it somewhere else. And this is probably not like 500 words altogether without the other stuff on the bottom or whatever. And Chat GPT sometimes is goofy about not listening to the actual amount of words that you give it, right? But I don't give a shit, right? We're going to use this for the sake of this video and for the sake of that it's probably totally good enough to do what we need it to do. Okay, so I'm going to come down here and I'm going to drop this down here. Um, yeah, let's put it there, right? I don't want to replace the other stuff that Jason's already written in here. Well, copied over. And so what I'm going to do is go ahead and update the page. And you guys can see again, there are some other things in here that can be done, right? So keyword density now is 0.33, which is low. So we can actually if we wanted to fix that, right? I'm going to show you a quick way to fix that. The above message, the above content is great, but let's mention the primary keyword 3 times. The primary keyword is Titman. And I have to adjust this because it keeps removing Titman arms, right? The keyword is Titman arms, M422 LTE. Uh, Also, let's expand this to 750 words, right? I want this to be a little bit bigger. This isn't enough. And especially if we're going to mention this multiple times, we want to add more words. And it's really not that big of a deal to add new stuff, right? Cool. So what we can see here is it's going about it a little bit different way because originally it didn't seem like it actually added the features and benefits in there. Now it's actually adding those. So this is much better, right? So make sure that what you guys get is what you're actually looking for. And while it's writing, I'm going to skim through this stuff. Notice that our keyword is in there proper, keyword in there proper, right? Keyword in there proper, right? So we got the keyword in there a bunch of times now, right? Cool. This looks good. It might be in there too many times now. We'll see, right? I'm gonna go ahead and copy this, and I'm gonna actually go ahead and refresh this page just to see how that block looks right there. Okay. So this is gonna make the page a little bit bigger, but I want to go ahead and add this in there because this is really good stuff, right? So what I'm going to do is come back up here to the top. Sorry, not the top. We're going to come over to right here, and I'm going to grab all that stuff and I'm going to delete that and I'm going to put that in here, right? So we'll make sure to gap that a little bit and we'll take a look at our SEO. So the only thing that we're really missing right here is the image with the alt text, which is easy to do. And then this is saying that our title doesn't contain a power word, right? So let's look at some of the power words, right? So this is going to be, uh, here's a guide about power words. I'm not going to run through that with you guys right now, but basically there's some words that you can put in there, like free shipping, right? Would be power. The word free is a power word, right? So things like that that are going to really attract people. We're not going to do that on this one, but you can see that for the most part, this thing is pretty much almost completely optimized, right? And let me get out of here. So now we're at a 91, right? We can easily get this to a 100 if we use a power word and we do the alt text. So my team would actually do that, right? This is not something that I'm going to do in this video, but like when we do our stuff, this is what we do, right? Cool. So I'm going to go ahead and update the page. Make sure the page is completely updated, right? Double check everything down here. Everything's still good, right? Cool. We're still at an 86. What happened? I don't know what happened, but anyways, it's irrelevant, guys. 86 to 91 is not going to make any difference. Cool. So now you can see that we have a ton of info on this page, right? If somebody is on the fence about purchasing one of these, I mean, look at all this good stuff that walks them through exactly how to do this, right? And I can go in here and I can add some spacing and stuff like that. That's not what this video is about, right? Cool. So now we've walked through how to edit the product, how to use Chat GPT to write your SEO content, how to copy it in here, how to optimize for rank math. And the last thing that I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to show you something that most people screw up or they just don't know, right? So we're going to come over here and we're going to go to URL inspection and we're going to type in the main URL for the website. And good old Google. Let's see if this works now. Oh my gosh, it's not going to work. So what I'm going to do is actually something different then. I'm going to try just going to this one page. Basically, what we want to do is we're coming over into a Google Search Console. So you want to make sure that that you're that you're set up in Google Search Console. And we can see that this URL is not even in Google, right? So that's a problem. What I was going to do is I was going to request that the whole website be indexed, right? But what we're going to do is we're actually, since we just edited this page, we're going to request indexing for just this page, right? So this is how you get the quick wins, guys. what we're doing here is we've made edits to the page, and then basically we're asking Google, hey, look at this page. We changed something. Because if not, it could be weeks, months before Google actually crawls this page again, right? So any changes that you guys make, a person could go see, but Google is not going to see it in its eyes of SEO, right? So what's going to happen is the page is not going to rank, right? It's everything that you did is kind of worthless, right? So now what we're doing is it's not indexed yet, but we've requested it to be indexed. So within the next few days, that page should then be indexed, right? So again, I'm going to close all this stuff. And so basically, guys, that was the gist of it, right? Let me go back from sharing and just kind of recap what we did here, right? I hope this was helpful for you guys. What we wanted to do was make sure that that product was SEO optimized, that one page, right? So if you have 20,000 products and you want to optimize them all, there's a lot of work that needs to be done. This is a monthly thing. This isn't like you just sit down and it's done at one time. Which is why, like, when we do SEO, we focus on the bigger category pages first, and then we optimize the smaller pages and things like that, right? But many of you guys want to do this yourselves, and that's totally cool. And so I wanted to put out a video actually walking you through the nitty-gritty stuff of how we do this, right? So again, quick recap, right, of what we did. We went into the product page, we found information on that product page, or we can use the manufacturer's product page. We optimized a couple things. We had Chat GPT write some content for us. We dropped it into the SEO tool. We optimized everything. We made sure that it was all good. And then we went to Google Search Console and we requested that page to be indexed so that Google can read it and it will start pushing that page out to people that are looking for that product, right? I hope this makes sense. Um, if you guys have made it this far, right? I don't even know who's watching because I'm actually watching my Zoom right now and not watching the Facebook, right? But if you guys have made it this far, leave a comment below with like your biggest key takeaway. Like what's the coolest thing or the most important thing or the biggest aha moment that you had? If you are watching this on YouTube, like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Facebook, same thing, man. I mean, like, comment, share, any of that type of stuff, right? That type of stuff definitely helps us with the algorithm. And my goal here, guys, is just to get you the information that you need so that you can be successful, right? I want you guys to be successful, whether it's working with us or whether it's doing it by yourself and just using this information to help you get there. Cool. That is all I got for you guys today. Hopefully, this was a power session for you. I got a ton of good stuff coming. We're coming out with some really killer stuff on our client side that we're going to be offering to our clients as well. So keep an eye out for that stuff in the Facebook group, YouTube, all that fun stuff. And I'll catch you guys later. Peace.